Who's best? There we go. Hello folks off YouTube. My name's Ian and welcome to me shed. Welcome to me channel indeed. Missing in action for a couple of weeks. You can tell I got the lurgy again. Not last weekend, the weekend before. I would say maybe a touch of flu. I was laid low, shivering, no energy. Slept all day Friday and most of Saturday. Of course I was ready and right to raid for work for a couple of days. It gradually got worse and has come back and I'm suffering. However, the scrap gods do not care about Ian. All they know is Ian's made some space and they don't like Ian having space. So I got a phone call, as usual. A lady's husband has died. They leave it a while and they say, how do I get rid of all this shit? And I know a guy, and they contact me and I go up and I get rid of the shit, and I did that. Whilst I was there, I got a phone call and it meant about a 5 to 6 mile detour on my way home, and the car was nearly full. And I got this phone call that the friend was having a wooden shed in the garden and it was falling to pieces and they wanted to get rid of it. And they had a look inside and it was locked, padlock on the front, and they could see there was cable inside of it. I asked the guy, do you know anybody who take cable away? He rang me. I was out, I was on my way home, a bit of space in the car. I thought, can't be much, somebody's back garden shed. I mean, how much can you fit in somebody's shed? It was a green screen, that, just a green screen. So I called and it was, well, they couldn't find the key for the shed. There was a nice padlock, aspen clasp. The clasp bit, because they'd fitted it the wrong way around, because you fit it. So when it folds over, you can't see the screws. You can't see the screws on the hasp side and you can't see the screws on the staple side, but they fitted it the wrong round. So the 4 screws were clearly visible. Tiny little posi drives, and one was nearly hanging out. I said, rather than try and keep finding the key, just let's I'll get a screwdriver out the car, take those 4 screws out. And he went, he had a claw armor in his hand. He said, I tell you what, and he just went and ripped the 4 screws out. He said, shed's coming down anyway. Opened the door, I saw some cable, I saw some more cable, and then I saw a few black bin bags full of cable. And as I started taking it all out, and a bit of iron, appliance, and I'm thinking, oh, I don't really have a lot of room in the car. But with using the footwell in the passenger side and a cloth on the passenger seat, we got it all in. Now it's all going to come out. The thing is, where's it going to go? Behind the bins. So where's this space you created? Well, it's here. That's just an empty box, and that's just a Henry vacuum cleaner shift. Them two have got all that space. Many months ago, I picked up that red toolbox from somewhere full of tools, which I haven't really been through. And then, only 2 weeks ago, I picked up this cantilever style toolbox, which I haven't even gone through. And the reason I say that is because there's a toolbox in the car. Let's go to the car. So, all that cable And that welding helmet was in the passenger footwell. I waved my hand and say, "Let there be light." And he said, "There was light." So there we go. We got a car full of shit. Lots of cable. And that's that big toolbox. I mean, look at the size of it. It's quite a big one, and it was heavy. In there's a welding set. You can't see it. I'll get the stuff out. There's a stick welding set there. Yeah, an extractor fan. Hey, you all know I'm after the extractor fan, don't you? Some nice looking cable in there. Indeed. Right, let me get it out, show you what we've got. Well, we're not too late in the evening, we're only 7 PM. We've spent a little bit of time clearing up there. We've filled that area up with what was there, and hopefully what's outside can go in there. Why don't we go outside? Right. He said, "Let there be light." So we had that pile of cable that was in the footwell. Well, nice decent pile, wouldn't complain about that. Found that on its own. Welding helmet, stick set, associated leads. The very astute of you might say, "Well, that looks like it's a MIG welding torch." Well, indeed it is, because that goes to this Super MIG 180 welding set, which I believe works. We'll have to test it. We got a non-working lawnmower, electrical. We picked up a ironing station. There's an iron. And got a big bunch of armoured cable. Even bigger pile of mainly twin and earth, but in there is still some nice chunks of tails. What's those? 10mm tails probably. That's a chunky cable. Got a tool set which is quite heavy, and I haven't time to deal with that tonight. I'll show you that in another one. We got a really cheap drill, really cheap. Well, we'll charge it up, see if it works. Bit of light, bit of iron. It look like big struts, probably off a motorbike or some description. Yeah, aluminium anyway. They're aluminium. We'll cut them down. We've got a fire extinguisher, a toaster. That real MIG whale, which is all rusty, and of course that extractor fan. A few tins of stuff that'll come in handy: black paint, water resistant, water displacement, Formula 40, and something called mech oil, which is very similar. And then we picked up a gas torch head and some gas. That's it. Car's empty. Just gotta find home for it all. I've promised this to someone if it works. A magnetic light. Now, these batteries, we'll test that. Right. Gotta find home for this lot somewhere. Well, that. My theory is go in that gap there. Whether it goes through that gap there is another kettle of fish. Toolbox on top of that. I think, to be honest, all the cable, that cable go on the bench, all that cable can go in the bin, and then that could go on top of that. Bob's your uncle, Patty's your aunt, and then it's a lovely, beautiful, clear sky which you can't see anything. There's a star. But tonight, the 25th of January, we have a pretty rare planetary alignment, and I believe we've got Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, and a few others in a line. So we'll get me we'll pause the music. Oh, my nose has never stopped running. That's all I've got to keep a roll of tissue here. Right, I'm listening to some, I don't know, it was called Mix the Boppers. Anyway, obviously you can't drink a lot. So we've had an IPA, proper hoppy IPA, it was indeed. And I'm only going to finish off with this original Jamaican Dragon Stout at a very healthy 7.5%. So we'll open that with me puck. Yeah, Cruiser Max sent me this. It's an hockey puck. You don't like that belted at you anything in your head, would you? Anyway, that goes on there. Just that. They pour it in there. That should kill all the germs, shouldn't it? Cheers, remember? If it don't kill you, you know, only make you stronger. Oh, that's beautiful, that is. That is beautiful. Sweeter than a Guinness. It's got its own unique taste, that. Not too stouty. Right, he's got to bring this stuff in here. Scrap furries won't do it for me. Well, so much for a tidy bench. Not so much. Hey, we opened one of those plastic cases. It seems like whatever inside is not here anymore. Full of rusty nails and screws. It's got some cheap masonry bits and probably even cheaper drill bits. I've got a centre punch. That'll clean up nicely. Hey, have we got a pencil? Oh, it's a while since I've had a pencil. I'll dig that in there. Come on in. Before you know it, it'll be the end of January. Speaking of January, the Scrapper's calendar. Our friend, we all know him, Raphael Scrapper, and of course Thumbprint. And Thumbprint did a fine job in promoting this calendar. And we're, like say, here the 25th, Saturday. So, not too long till the United Recycler, the Ultimate Recycler. Sorry, Chris, you're going to have to wait a few more days. Oh, I see me blowing that nose. Right, put my light on my hat. I said, I think we can get that through there. Well, if I go from the other side, yeah, you've got a better point of view when you're bending over. Yeah. I tell you what, he's close. It'll go that. Maybe if the wheels are the widest parts. Maybe if I lift the wheels over, then it'll slip in. Goes nicely. But there's a will. There's a relative. Yeah. Oh, ye of little faith. Get that toolbox. Top of that. Come on, give us some light on matter. So that toolbox on top of that. Get that welding set on top of that toolbox. Get the scrap somewhere else. Bob's your uncle. Funny your aunt. Keep going here. Because I don't want to miss the Planetary lineup. This ain't gonna work. This is a tragedy in the making, this. Who bet it is? Oh. You ain't too old for this, Matthews. That's it. I'm well and truly fuckered. Let's turn you off first. Hey. I'll wake up right as rain in the morning. Or not. Yeah, well there you go. Everything's away apart from that vice. Everything's in, stacked up. Shoved in. I'll tell you about those 2 pistons that Scouse Jed give me sometime. But anyway, what do we know? 8:10. Time for me to pack in. The scrap gods don't really care if you're ill. They just don't like you having space. Good night, everyone. Right, so ladies and gents, as I did say, we have a very rare planetary alignment. So we got Mercury. Forget the sun. It's dark. That's just below the horizon. And in the space of an arc with my hands, you've got Saturn, Venus, Neptune. Screwing it over a little bit. You've got Uranus. You normally need a mirror. And we've got Jupiter and Mars. Wow. All in the space of just 90-degree arc of my hands. So that's at 90 degrees. And that's it'd be stupid. That was at 0 degrees. This is now at 90 degrees. Amazing. Capricornicus. That's me. Randy Goat. We all knew that anyway, didn't you? Wow. Amazing. That's, by the way, this is an app. It's called Skyview. We are Pleiades. That's in the middle of where's Betelgeuse? There we go, Beetlejuice. Anyway, you folks, it's now 8 PM. Time for him to pack in.